Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner Studio, and with me today is Stephen Marut. Stephen is here to talk to us about Young Life. It's an organization that we need to know about. Tell us, Stephen.
So it's a pretty cool situation. There's an international organization called Young Life, and it separates up into different chapters. And so we have a local chapter here, and it's for the adolescents of an area, so the middle schoolers, the high schoolers. We actually have something up at Lord Fairfax. And the idea is that we bring fun and adventure and relationship for students. And then it's a Christian organization, and so we share a short message at the end, about 5 to 10 minutes long, just about Jesus' love for them and the reality that they are special and loved, and that they're created individuals, and that there's a God that loves them. And so that's what we do. The cool thing is right now is that we've been able to continue to connect with students during the corona pandemic. And that's really why I was excited to come in and chat right now, is because it's been really hard through the isolation times. And, students are relational beings, obviously, like us all.
But we're social beings.
But they've been shuttered for so long, and so we've been able to navigate that a little bit. And so
parents are telling me, my kid wants to get back to school.
I know.
Well, what is all that about, right? They're saying something wrong with my child here.
But if you go in the upper levels, you're going one day a week.
Right.
And so it's difficult. And I think with that, I was talking with a student last night, I think with that there's even still a lot less students in the classroom, like 5 or whatever, because of the social distancing.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so it's been difficult to do that.
Well, that's one thing. Your past experiences with working in the schools, so now we're having you have a new plan to work outside the schools, I take it.
Yes, yeah, we have a new plan. We're still at the school. We're up at Sharando High School, right at Sharando Park. We want to design something that could easily socially distance a large number of kids. And so we've had about 150 or 170 kids coming out. We do it on Sunday nights from 5 to 7, but we have different zones so that our students are not, they're not all on top of each other at one particular time. And obviously we have hand sanitizer and masks and everything provided. But the reality is, we just had a student that we got to know at one of our meetings up at James Wood High School take her own life on Tuesday night. And these things are things that students are facing. And I think they need loving adults in their lives to go through this with, and I think they need avenues to see their friends and just, especially now, have hope in this time of kind of despair and difficulty. And so we really wanted to set this up. And we have to do a lot of hurdles to be in compliance, but we're in compliance, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Well, that's good. So it's kind of like, is it kind of like Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Big Girls Club, Boys Club, all rolled into one? Is that kind of how we have to look at it?
I guess.
Safe environment?
Yeah, I guess. They're trained adults who have FBI background checks and all of the stuff, and get trained weekly and everything. But with those programs, not Boy Scouts, but like Big Brothers Big Sisters and whatnot, you have to be kind of an at-risk kid. Mm-hmm. Young Life is for any kid, and so if you've special needs, we have a place for you, and we have people that are trained and specialized. Or if you're in middle school, we've got people that love middle schoolers,
right,
which most people don't.
Right.
So we have people that love middle schoolers and kind of specialize in that area, high school, the college, and we even have a teen moms ministry as well. And so you just have different people that have that on their heart, and they spend time with people, but there's no direct, 1 hour a week mentoring. It's just a relationship that's kind of developed, and we kind of just walk through life with kids through the ups and the downs. And they have adults in their life who will show up and watch their games and support them and cheer them on and just be there.
Kind of like a big brother, big sister operate in a sense.
In a sense.
With a little spiritual edge.
Right. And it goes beyond just kind of the hour of the programmatic time. And that's kind of the kind of the cool thing. I think a lot of us, as we moved into the 21st century, could say, you know, there's not enough loving adults in the lives of kids. You know, they're kind of wandering through this difficult time, you know, kind of alone. There's some coaches that really care and really love them. But if you don't play a sport, or if you know, get out of season, you're really looking for, you know, people to pour in. And so we really try to stand in that gap.
Right. We see here a lot about, you know, the virtual world, where people have been engaged so much in the virtual relationships that they treat them like they're real. You know?
Right.
And we need that time to be one-on-one, and kids be kids, and to socialize. That's how we learn.
Right.
I mean, that's how we've learned our language. I always tell people, I said, do you realize, you know, a 5-year-old can speak Chinese? I mean, you know, if that's where they grew up. I mean, we've learned our language by the time we're 5 years old. We didn't have school. We didn't have books. We did, you know.
Right.
But all of a sudden, we pretty much learned all our language skills and our personality by the time we're 5 years old.
Right.
So it shows you where that interaction with people is really needed.
Yes. Interpersonal interaction. It's essential.
Well, you know, we had, I was speaking to the sheriff, and he said that we've had 13 deaths in Warren County since March of drug overdoses, and we've only had 6 deaths of COVID. So, and the consensus is that these overdose deaths are really a symptom of the lockdown, no social interaction. People have migrated to groups that are there, maybe not where they should be, and you know, the deaths are one thing, but we've had, and the way I understood it, that for the last several months we've had over 40 Narcan cases where they've had to use Narcan over 40 times each month. That's a lot of people, and it's a lot of young people.
Right.
And like you said, we've had this, and people are looking for an outlet. And we've been talking. You mentioned before we started about, you know, all the candidates, and this is election time. This is an important time to think about important things like why do we have this situation? We have tons of people commute. We have working families. We got school-age kids now that are, we used to call them latchkey
kids. Yeah.
And I think we're going to go back to that. The school's not there. We're leaving our 8-year-olds at home. Maybe, they're mature enough. Maybe. You know, nowadays, you know, most parents don't let their kid walk down to the store and back when they're 16 years old, more or less, you know, 8 or 9 years old. So I think we're going to see we're lacking. School made an important role in child care, and you know, and parents, you know, have to work. They're commuting. They're gone 10, 12 hours a day. All that just kind of, you know, works together.
Right.
It makes organizations like yours even more important.
Right. And there's this identity crisis that kind of goes on as we kind of learn from our friends and our social interactions. We discover ourselves. We have ups and downs. We make mistakes. We feel the remorse over our mistakes. We have successes. All of those things kind of shape who we are. And it's very hard in your living room or, you know, in your kitchen all day long to have those experiences, to really develop as a young individual. And, you know, again, being able to stand in that gap, create that fun and adventure, and create avenues for students to be face to face with each other and discover themselves, really, is something that I see as an essential aspect during this time. We always feel like we're filling a role and being there in the community and doing something really beautiful that we love. But at this time, especially, we feel like this is really needed, and this is really needed. And so we're partnering with other people out there that haven't been able to do certain things because of closed down, and we've really spent a lot of time figuring out how to get through hoops to be able to do something that's very large, south of 250 people, but still very large, to allow friends to be together, but also still be safe and compliant with all that's going on. And so since we've done all that legwork, There have been some church youth groups that have been able to come out. There's been different sports teams and different things like that that have been able to come and be a part of what's going on.
So if a child is not part of a church group, they can still get in your organization.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Actually, Young Life is for those that have never really heard of Jesus or anything like that. And that's kind of one of the avenues we specialize in, is being really respectful for those that have never heard, and not being pushy, and just introducing this reality of, hey, people believe this. Those people are us.
Sure.
And if you want to, that's great. If you don't, that's fine. Part of growth is making your choices based on the things that are being laid out to you. Right now, at this moment in time, because of Corona and because of different groups that are coming out and whatnot, and just to respect for that, we've just been doing the fun and adventure side of Young Life. We actually haven't been doing our messages at this exact time, just to not close any doors to any students that might want to come out.
Well, they're seeing your light shine,
Yeah.
living your life. My children went over to Malaysia to teach school, and it's kind of a ministry, but what it is we're leading our life, Christian lives, and let other people see Christ living in me. So that's how they see it, and I'm sure people look at these groups and they look at that and they say, that person has something that I don't have, and I want to find out what it is.
Yep.
And I think it's a good ministry to do, and it's not pushy. We still have free choice, but you're giving them another choice that maybe they don't have otherwise.
Or that they've never heard about or experienced.
Exactly.
But right now, we really just wanted to be able to serve the community. And we didn't want anything to get in the way of us being able to serve the students. And so we will resume that, because that's what we do. That's who we are. And we love that opportunity to present. But right now, it's just like, we just really want to be servants in the community. And so we've set this up. And again, it's at Sharando High School, the Sharando Park that's right next to Sharando High School.
Beautiful park.
Yeah. And we have one Sunday left there, because the time change and everything, the sun will be down.
Sure.
So it's 5 to 7. And it's going to be a country hoedown this week.
So the deal is just show up.
Just show up. Just show up. Yeah, if you're in middle school, if you're in high school, if your child has special abilities, anything like that, there's a place for them. There's a loving and trained adult ready for them, and it'll be a good time.
So we'll put the information up in the story, your website and your contact information, and all the things that are needed to get hold of Stephen and his crew. If you have any questions or just want more information. Everybody wants more information, so we'll do that. But, Stephen, it's a great work, and I appreciate people like you that do things like this for our community and for our children. That's our future.
Yeah.
We have to think about that, and parents need to think that, children need a little guidance in their lives, and it's sometimes difficult for parents and single parents to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And take advantage of these opportunities while they're there, because not every community has these organizations readily available like we do here.
Right.
So what's the plan for next year?
Well,
are you thinking that far ahead?
Well, I'm really looking forward to Christmas, because I think that the election will be over.
Right.
I think that'll be great. But we get locally. We get basketball. We get indoor sports December 21st.
Right.
And so we have a vaccine hopefully coming, and so next year might be back to normal. So Christmas time might be a really great time. Yeah. So we're planning on getting back in there and supporting high school students, and we do the tailgating for the football team at Skyline High School, and so we'll be back to that. They're going to be kicking off, I think, in February.
Yeah. Well, everything's going to be shifted up. It'll be strange to have football in February, but
But we'll be involved. We'll be up there at the high school, supporting kids up there at the middle school, seeing cool things happen, and just being a part of it all.
Great. Stephen, again, I really appreciate you coming in and closer to Christmas, come on back in and tell us what you got planned.
Yes, I will be excited.
See how things work out.
I
for the
know.
end.
It's like, yeah, let's get back at life.
I think everybody wants that.
Yeah.
So again, appreciate it. We'll put all the information that way people can get a hold of you. And is it this coming Sunday is your last Sunday at Sharando?
Yep.
So we want to make sure that if you have any interest at all or just want to check it out, head on over to Sharando Park there. It's off 277 by the high school there. It's easy to get to.
Easy.
Beautiful park. Beautiful park. It's really great. Again, thanks again, Steve.
Yes, awesome. Thank you.